Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought, number 1714. I am adjusting the camera right now because I have just come away from my Instagram post, which I was really glad to do at 6:03 a.m. And then little did I forget, oh, I needed to get the text done for the caption. However, we are in TR Thursday, TR Tuesdays and TR Thursdays. We are reading books by Fein and Sherrie Schneider. These are the mavens of dating. The reason we read these people is that they know how dating really works. They know how our biology plays into our dating. Isn't that crazy? I hope I'm live. Am I? Yes. It's a different screen than usual. So, well, it's slightly different. Anyway, so we are reading today. Don't do, don't talk too much in the first few weeks, and don't try to do it all. In the rules for marriage, rule number 27, don't try to do it all. If you are married, let me get my bookmark. The modern married woman is a harried woman. She has a big juggling act to do: career, kids, PTA, housework, exercise, groceries, shopping, maintaining friendships, planning vacations, and so on. If you try to do it all, you will become a wreck. If you work too much, your husband and kids will suffer. If you spend too much time on housework, your looks will suffer. If you run around with big to-do lists every day and never get any rest, you will be too tired to exercise or have sex or anything else for that matter. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Better that you nap for 30 minutes and leave a few chores undone than have a spotless house and be angry and irritable all the time. We believe in getting extra help, as much help as you can afford and your husband is willing to go along with, and not feeling guilty about it either. Just tell yourself, I deserve it, and eventually you will believe it. Note, if you feel you deserve everything, you don't work, you have no problem paying other people to take care of your kids or do errands and chores, and you spend money like water, you have 5 pairs of the same shoes because you couldn't decide which color, skip this chapter. This chapter is for women who try to do too much, act like martyrs to trying to handle everything, who tend to be stingy with money and must be told by good friends that they deserve the cleaning lady, a new dress, a haircut, and babysitter. You know who you are is written in the book, and you know who you are, my dear. If you grew up with parents from the Depression era who didn't believe in eating out or even ordering in, quote, it's cheaper to eat at home, end quote, taxis, quote, why can't you take a bus or walk? What's your hurry? End quote. Joining a gym, quote, just walk up and down the stairs, end quote. Ordering from catalogs, quote, how can you buy something without trying it on first? Why pay extra for delivery? End quote. Hiring a cleaning lady, quote, mopping the floor is good exercise, end quote. Or any other modern convenience, you will find this rule hard to follow. You will feel guilty. You will feel like you are overindulging, wasting money, and acting like a princess. Trying to remember that your mother didn't have a fast track career with all. Try to remember that your mother didn't have a fast track career with all its pressures and crazy hours. Maybe she didn't work at all, so she had time and energy to raise children and clean the house. Don't compare yourself to your mother. Don't let her make you feel guilty for taking care of yourself, especially if she is the type to come to your house and ask, why do you need a cleaning lady every week? Twice a month isn't enough. The house isn't that big. Don't argue with her, but don't listen to her either. Remember, she's probably coming from another era. In your mother's day, very often her mother lived upstairs or across the street and helped her out with the housework. This is just not the case today. I was looking at the wrong camera. Sorry. If you try to do it all, you will lose your strength and sanity. You need to conserve your energy for yourself, your family, and your work. Here are 10 suggestions to make your life easier. I'm going to read that previous sentence again. You need to conserve your energy for yourself, your family, and your work. Conserve your energy. Here are 10 suggestions to make your life easier. Number 1, find a way to get a cleaning lady or college student to help you around the house. Whether it's once a week or twice a month, just do it. That's a great idea. Living in a dirty house with dust and clutter and piles of laundry is depressing, unhealthy, and bad for your marriage. If your husband doesn't want to spend the money, neither do. Oh, hold on. If your husband doesn't want to spend the money, negotiate with him. If you know a college student and they don't have a part-time job, call them up. That's my opinion. That's a good opinion. Say you want it for your birthday, say the authors. Say you want it for your birthday or try to save money somewhere else. Whatever you do, don't skimp on household help. Elsewhere in this book, we have told you your husband is always right, but in this case, he's not. If you try to clean and work and be a wife and mother who reads to her children every night, you will have a nervous breakdown, which is more expensive when you add up psychiatrists' fees. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Number 2, have groceries and anything else delivered. Call your local supermarkets, cleaners, drugstores, and hardware stores and see if they deliver. Some women fax, call, or email their shopping list to supermarkets every week and pay a few extra dollars for the luxury of not having to go to the store. I wonder if you can call a car insurance company and ask them to bring a certain tire of a certain measurement of a certain brand to place onto your car at your home. I wonder. Anyway, back to the authors. Sometimes this service is free. Some women fax, call, or email their shopping list to supermarkets every week and pay a few extra dollars for the luxury of not having to go to the store. Sometimes this service is free, especially in large cities, so look into it. Some cities have online companies that provide the same service. Shopping is exhausting and time consuming, so if you can have groceries and other items delivered, do it. Speaking of food, don't feel you have to cook a 5-course meal from scratch every night. If your husband likes home-cooked meals, you can make the main course, chicken, fish, etc., and order in interesting side dishes like lasagna or mashed potatoes that require extra pots or are too time-consuming to cook. Number 3, try to order, that's a good deal actually, because they do it in bulk. Number 3, try to order clothes, supplies, toys, gifts, and anything else you can online or by catalog. If you are the kind of person who resists change and new technology, you might think shopping by computer or mail is for MIT grads. Not you, but try it and see how easy it is. Use your phone. Why go to stores and deal with parking and long lines when you can sit at your desk and order by phone? Yes, you may have to return some things because they don't look or fit the way you thought they would, but you have to return things to stores too. Shopping in person can be draining and hectic, so ordering at home is just another way to conserve energy. Conserve energy. Number 4, if you have no time to go to the gym, buy a treadmill, stationary bicycle, floor mat, weights, or some form of exercise equipment and or exercise videos and work out at home. Don't think I don't have time to go to the gym, so I'll do nothing. Surely you can find 20 or 30 minutes at home to do something. Having equipment at home compels you to exercise when you can't find a sitter to watch your kids or the weather's too bad to leave the house to go to the gym. You have no excuse if you have equipment at home. You can always watch TV or talk on the phone while exercising so you won't feel you're wasting time. I have a friend that does that, exercises while talking to me. Okay. Exercise keeps you firm, is nature's antidepressant, and gives you energy. So set aside at least 20 minutes 3 times a week to move your muscles. Move your muscles. Number 5, hire a babysitter. Oh, we are reading Time Tested Secrets for Making Your Marriage Work. The Rules for Marriage by Fein and Sherrie Schneider. This is Morsels of a Thought. We take morsels of a thought of wisdom. And when we know the right things to do, we've got a form of wisdom. When we use our wisdom and we do the action, we are creating acts of virtue. Then we are undertaking acts of virtue and bringing virtue into the world. Even if care of yourself is the first goal, I've been saying this, is even if taking care of yourself is the first goal, that is bringing virtue into the world because you're on the right track and every step you take counts toward the virtue. Every virtuous step counts toward the goal. Okay. Hire a babysitter. Number 5. Don't be so attached and protective of your children or just plain frugal that you refuse to hire a babysitter to go out with your husband on Saturday night or just to go out with your friends on a weeknight. Don't think she won't know how to handle kids. What if they cry? What if they don't eat? Your kids will be fine without you. In fact, it is healthy for them and healthy for you to spend time apart so they can gain independence. Don't be the kind of overly doting mother who won't separate, who takes the kids on every errand, every vacation, who only goes to parties where kids are allowed and ruins her husband's social life by refusing to double with couples or do any adult only activities. Take a cell phone with you and check up on your kids every hour if you must, but go. Number 6. Don't make work your whole life. It's great to be ambitious, but you have to know when to stop, when to say, how important is it? Unless you absolutely have to, don't bring work home and ignore your husband and kids on evenings and weekends. Don't miss your son's little league game because of work. Try to get as much done as you can in the office. How? Skip long, non essential business lunches. Delegate. Prioritize. Don't let coworkers or clients waste your time and energy with anything over and beyond your work projects, such as gossip and politics. Remember that work is a part of your life, not your whole life. Workaholism inevitably takes its toll on your health, your looks, your family, and you end up stressed out, burned out, and sick, which is more costly in the long run. The extra money and status are not worth a crazy, unbalanced life. Number 7, leave your answering machine on at work and home. Another great way to save time and energy is to screen your calls. Why answer every solicitation call or wrong number? Answering every call can take hours out of your day and leave you feeling fatigued and depressed yourself. Don't try to be Mother Teresa. You can't help everyone. Trust that these people will find other people to call if you're not around. Your priority is your mental health, your husband, and family. If you try to be Dear Abby to everyone in your life, you will have nothing left to give to yourself, your husband, kids, and career, which are your top priorities. If you must talk to a few close friends, at least try to end the conversation after 10 to 15 minutes. Just say you wish you could stay on the phone longer, but are on the way out or must get back to whatever you were doing. Setting boundaries will be difficult for you if you are used to being everything and doing everything for everyone, but it will get easier with practice and you will have added hours to your day. I have an example from this morning. I wrote to somebody who lives over the pond, over the Atlantic Ocean. And so since it was about 3 a.m. my time, so it was about 7 p.m. his time. And I think so. Let me think. 8 p.m. is no, 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 he was ahead of me. So it's 10 p.m. Oh, huh. Wait, no way. Really? 10 a.m. 10 a.m. his time. Anyway, we're 7 hours apart, probably, or 8 hours apart. And so I was talking and I said hi. And then I said, I have 21 minutes until I must go back to what my routine says. And so we talked 21 minutes and we both said ta ta. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep. We both wrote it at the same time, too. It was interesting. Okay, number 8. The co-authors say, Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider say, practice saying no. You do not have to bake cookies for every holiday your kids have at school. You do not have to be class mother. You do not have to give money to every charity that knocks on your door. You do not have to say yes to every play date or sleepover or toy your kids demand. And you do not have to return every phone call you receive. If you are finding yourself exhausted all the time, perhaps it's because you are saying yes to everything. Try saying no sometimes, and you'll find that the rest of the world will adjust just fine. Interesting, isn't it? Do not try to be a Martha Stewart alone. Be yourself. Oh, sorry. We are reading from The Rules for Marriage, Time-Tested Secrets for Making Your Marriage Work by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider. And in a minute or so, we're going to get to Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider and their daughters, too, in Not Your Mother's Rules, the new secrets for dating. I have something in there I want to read as soon as I finish reading this. Okay? Yeah. Anyway. Perhaps it's because you're saying yes to everything. Okay. Number 9, do not try to be a Martha Stewart clone. Be yourself. If you compare your cooking, your drapes, your serving utensils, and your flower arrangements to experts, TV shows, magazine spreads, and those of more homemaker type friends, you will inevitably end up feeling inadequate. If you work and raise children, your house need not look like a magazine cover. Lower your expectations. Otherwise, you will never be happy with anything you do. If your house is clean and there is fresh food in the refrigerator and furniture you like in your house, paintings and photos on the walls, and you are not embarrassed to have people over, you are doing just fine. Number 10, follow the easy plan. Whenever you have a choice, do whatever's less stressful, no matter what other people think. Sometimes it's less stressful to spend a week's vacation time at home relaxing, catching up on rest, reading, and playing with the kids than packing everyone up to go skiing in Colorado or sunning in Puerto Rico. Assuming your husband and you are in agreement on staying home, don't force yourself to go on a fancy vacation because you'd be mortified to tell anyone you didn't go anywhere. Don't go to Europe just to impress your friends and neighbors if in fact taking any trip will be exhausting and what you really need and want is rest. Some women feel that between packing and flying and running around sightseeing, not to mention the errands and piles of mail and telephone messages to be dealt with when they get home, they are exhausted by vacations and need a week to recover. If this is how you feel, take the easy way out. Don't go places or do things just to impress other people or because it sounds good. Just do what's good for you. We are not saying you will never have an exciting vacation again, but if you are feeling burned out and have young children, save it for another year. Okay, with that. Now, how much time we have? We got 5 minutes. Looks like I'm gonna have to take a different chapter because we only have 5 minutes. Let's see. Stay away from his Facebook profile or oh, let me see. Don't get wasted on dates or at parties so you don't say or do anything you'll regret. Wait for a guy to follow you on Twitter first and rarely return tweets. Number 214, page 214. Okay, we're going to read something shorter instead because I want to finish in 4 minutes. 214. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Rule number 29. Where's my camera? Wait for a guy to follow you on Twitter first and rarely return tweets. X used to be called Twitter, whatever. If your role models for Twitter or X are singers, actresses, and reality stars, think again. Celebrities can tweet all they want. They are promoting and selling their TV shows, movies, songs, images, and products. For them, it's business. They tweet all day and try to gain as many followers as possible. Even if they're tweeting about their mundane daily business, people are fascinated. But if you're not famous, you need rules for Twitter so you don't ruin your relationship by coming off as an oversharer or a stalker. Twitter is designed to give people access and information. So, rules girls have to be especially careful with this medium of communication. If you're going to use it, here are our tips for how to do so and still follow the rules. Keep your Twitter account protected, meaning you have to approve your followers. That way, you can keep track of everyone you're broadcasting to, including your crush. Not to mention, this privacy is smart in the workplace and for general safety. Don't follow a guy on Twitter unless he follows you first. And even then, wait about 24 to 48 hours to accept his request so you don't seem obsessed with him or with Twitter. Remember, you are happy and busy, not a junkie. Don't respond to any of his open timeline tweets. If he sends you an @ reply, you can respond, but do so rarely. If and when you do, be sure to write less than he did and avoid creating a continuing conversation. Avoid tweeting every 5 minutes. Once every day or so is enough. You have a life, and the whole world doesn't need constant updates on it on Twitter. Don't tweet anything mundane or anything negative, just like with Facebook status updates. No one wants to hear that you are, quote, walking the dog, end quote, or, quote, had a bad week at work, end quote. Your tweets should be important, newsworthy, witty, or uplifting. Training for the Susan B. Komen race for the Cure 5K is a great example. Don't tweet about love songs or chick flicks because it shows too much interest in relationships. You want to seem like you are interested in politics, sports, and the world in general, not just guys. Don't tweet anything about your partnership. Don't tweet anything about your relationship. Period. Use hashtags carefully. Be aware of the conversation you are joining and make sure you are not propelling anything cliched or non rulesy in any way. If you find yourself tweeting too much or tweeting the wrong things, you should cancel your account. It's more important to do it right than it is to just be on it. Okay? So that was a shorter chapter. I'm sorry I didn't get to the other one. The other one was a long one, would have been too long for that. And there is a portion that I have skipped in here. Foursquare by the Rules daughter. Daughters. Both daughters. They each have a daughter. Authors do. The authors do. So remember, don't burn yourself out. And if you're sick, stay home and rest. Okay, old Kinderhook.